One of the most important things I've learned from holding SCHD for 7 years has almost nothing to do with the fund itself. Look, this isn't about yield, right? It's not about dividend growth rate even. It's not about which sectors are even in it or how it compares to like VU or SPY on a backtest. It's that wealth, actual durable, life-changing wealth, is built in the years that feel like nothing is even happening. And most people don't stick around long enough to even find out, because the early experience of any real compounding strategy, honestly, let's be real, guys, it feels invisible and super boring. SCHD launched in October 2011. It has paid and grown its dividend every single year since then. The current dividend is just over $1, right, per share annually. The 3-year average dividend growth rate is 8.2%. The fund now trades around $33 when I'm shooting this, with 103 holdings selected for dividend consistency, strong cash flows, and good financial quality. Year to date in 2026, SCHD is approximately up 23 to 24%. In the past year, it has returned approximately 26 to 33%. Those numbers, of course, make it look super exciting right now, but it's not always been that way. When I started holding SCHD years ago, no single year felt exciting. Year 1 didn't feel exciting. Year 3 didn't feel exciting. Year 5 was the first time I really looked at the account and thought, oh, this is, at least it's starting to do something, right? Because I love dividend paying stocks. The lesson from that journey is the point of this video, okay? So here's the framework that SCHD specifically really forced me to develop as an income investor. Most investments obviously reward activity, right? Stocks reward research and timing. Options reward active management. Trading rewards fast decisions. SCHD rewards the opposite. The single most valuable skill you can bring to this position is doing nothing. Not the insight to rebalance, at the right moment, not the courage to sell it at the top. Literally, it's just discipline to sit with it for years when it looks like it's not doing anything. And that's the hardest skill that most people can develop. The market is constantly offering reasons to move and do something else. SCHD underperforms the NASDAQ in tech bull years. We know that. It falls during broad corrections. The dividend increase in any given year might be 5%. And on a small account, 5% of $26 per quarter, it's barely noticeable, right? The compounding only reveals itself when you've accumulated enough shares over enough years that the growing dividend actually changes the math in your life, right? Most people, let's be honest, they quit before they ever even get there, right? Because of shiny objects, right? Listen, lesson 1 is boring as a feature, right? The companies inside SCHD, Texas Instruments, Qualcomm, United Health, Merck, Chevron, Verizon, they're not interesting to talk about at dinner, right? They're not making headlines everywhere. They're not growing 40% a year. Look, these are just generating cash flow though. They're raising dividends. They're running literally the same businesses year after year. And that consistency is exactly what makes them predictable enough for a dividend growth strategy to actually work over decades. I learned that chasing these, very interesting names, the exciting sectors, the high growth stories cost you something that a boring dividend grower silently builds. Compounding predictably. Boring is where real, reliable wealth lives, okay? Lesson 2, the dividend growth matters way more than current yield. It took me a long time to figure this out. When I started, I focused on yield, like most of us do. What percentage of the share price the fund was paying to me? That number looks so low, around 3 and 3.5%. My savings account, is competitive with that, right? But what I didn't understand was what an 8% annual dividend growth does to the yield on shares purchased years ago. The shares I bought early now pay a way higher percentage of what I paid for them, all right? Yield on cost, the actual return on my original investment, has grown consistently with SCHD every year, right? The current yield literally tells you what you earn this year on what you invest today. The dividend growth rate tells you what you're going to earn in 10 years on what you invest today. Those are completely different numbers. And the second one is the one that real wealth is built on. Lesson 3, the years that feel empty are the most productive. Okay, look, year 3 of holding SCHD feels like nothing, right? The account balance may start looking similar to what I just contributed. The quarterly dividends are modest, right? There was no real moment of feeling like progress here. And those quiet years are the foundation of everything, okay, that comes later. The shares that I bought in year 3 have received 4 more years of dividend growth than the shares I might have bought in year 7 if I'd sold too early. The shares that feel worthless in year 2 become the highest yield on cost shares in year 10. That's the way it works. Patience is not passive. It's the active decision to stay in a compounding process when the daily experience literally offers you no feedback that something is even working behind the scenes. Lesson 4, market drops are the cheapest sales on the best merchandise. Every time SCHD pulled back, every broad market correction, every sector rotation, every nervous quarter, I had a choice, right? Interpret the pullback as evidence that the strategy wasn't working, or interpret it as a lower price on the same growing dividend stream, right? The pullbacks that felt like, warnings were actually just opportunities to buy more shares at a lower price that would receive literally the same exact dividend growth as every other share, right? The math on buying SCHD during the 2022 decline, when it fell about 3.5% while the S&P fell 18% versus waiting until it was recovery, was hugely different. Fear and price movement are designed to feel like information, right? And they usually aren't. Here's what 7 years of holding a really boring dividend ETF actually really taught me about building wealth. Wealth is not built through the right stock pick or the right timing. It's literally built through the accumulation of shares in real businesses that generate real cash flow. The reinvestment of every single dollar of those businesses pay you back, and the patience to let the process run for long enough that compounding starts to reveal itself to you, okay? SCHD is a vehicle for that process. It works not because it's, the highest yield option or the best performing ETF in any given year, right? But because it selects the kind of businesses that sustain and grow the process reliably, and it does it cheaply enough that the math works for decades. Look, the lesson isn't specific to SCHD. It literally applies to any quality, consistent dividend growth strategy. The fund is almost secondary to the mindset required to just let this thing go for you, right? I still obviously hold SCHD. I buy it every week. I still reinvest every dividend automatically. I still buy more shares on a regular schedule. And I still have years where it's really, and mostly, it's really not the most exciting thing in my portfolio at all. And that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to just compound there and sit there, right? And after 7 years, I understand the difference, why I couldn't when I started, what I didn't when I started, right? So I got some questions for you guys in the comments. How long have you held SCHD or a similar dividend growth position? And at what point did the experience shift from like, I hope this works to, I can start seeing this thing working for me? And number 2, what was the hardest moment to hold through, right? Was there a specific market correction that you held through, right? A year of underperformance against like the NASDAQ or something else? Let us know down below in the comments. And if you're somebody that wants to dive in more into income investing, how to sell premium and collect premium from stocks that you already own or ones that you want to own, click the first link in the description of today's video. That's the ARK option strategy. It covers the full active layer of the full ARK option strategy. And at the end, you get my 15 favorite stocks under $30, my 2 premium calculators, and my full trade log template. Again, that workshop link will be the first one in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.